Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna play a game that's on itch.io called My Sweet Housemate. This one was actually, I was emailed about this one to play this game, so let's do it. In-house listings search. Location, price, room. 15 M2, 308 Williamson Avenue, 500. That's cheap. One room in the apartment at no deposit, 1 year, minimum tenancy. Single room, shared kitchen, shared bathroom, no deposit. Accept. Pronounce here. I'll do the third. Digital wave. Okay, I can't put wave, but it's still the same because D's silent. Okay, that one kind of sounds like Gladys, so I'm gonna do that one anyway. Well, Diner, you totally wait for the application to go through before you shut your laptop with old laptop with a sigh. This ancient thing, it's currently seeing better days. Someone already managed to start hyperventilating after you open just a couple of tabs. I have an old XP. It's for Nintendo Wi-Fi connection because there's a way to get around and actually play Pokemon on Wi-Fi now. So yeah, but you can only do it with a XP. You probably put it in your backpack as you lean back in your seat. You can't help but let out a sour chuckle. Anyone else would have probably find this worn down diner seat extremely uncomfortable, but you don't have that luxury of complaining. In fact, it might be the softest thing you sat on in a week. Unaware of your own actions, you start aimlessly fidgeting with your phone, silently praying to all the possible gods out there that your application will be approved. 9, 10. At this point, you have been homeless for 11 months, nearly a year. After saving all the money you could for several months, you finally were able to save enough to rent an apartment. At least that's what you thought. 11 months of your homelessness. The housing prices only went up, making it practically impossible to find anything affordable at this point. I just got an RV or something. Got a Facebook marketplace. You frantically searched every housing website, hoping to at least set some crappy old room. But nothing was ever even nearly in your price range. But this listing was everything you could have asked for. You were thanking whoever was up there in the sky, or down there in the pits of hell, that you managed to apply basically minutes after the listing went live. Sure, it's shady as hell. No deposit, no required credit history. There aren't even any pictures, and as a cherry on top, you have to live with some random guy you have no information about. You're so eager to get it first too that you didn't even ask for a tour. If anything, you were almost entirely sure this was probably some old shed, or even worse, a human trafficking trap. But you were already but you're already at the point where you don't even care. You feel like you go insane if you have to spend another night out on the streets. You shudder at the memories. Yeah, everything's better than that. Anything's better than that. Once you're in Japan, then you could actually... It's actually a lot better from what I've seen in pictures. Oh, that's fast. You can swear your heart skips a beat and your phone lights up with a new notification on the home screen. It's email from the housing website. Could it be? You patiently unlock your phone, somehow managing to enter your password incorrectly twice before you do. You quickly locate the email app naturally start reading. Okay, I like that. It sounds like it's from Animal Crossing. Thank you for your application, Digital Wave. We appreciate you using our services. And our smart algorithm has picked up these free other apartments for you to look at. Are you kidding me? I just applied and already got an ad. You silently cursed the website, thinking that it would have been better if you paid for your rent instead of financing those ads that no one probably even looks at. Well, beside you. While busy with your grandiose brain cursing session, you almost skip another notification that quickly floats into your phone screen. It's yet another email. I swear to God, if it's another ad, but is it? It's an email sent by whoever posted the room listing. The first thing you know is the ridiculous length. It's short. Too short. In fact, there are only 3 lines. 2 of them being Dear Digital Wave and BR. Sun Min Kim, the name of the original poster. The middle line just says, if you come to the apartment to sign the contract within 3 minutes, I'll give you the key. Now you're entirely sure that your heart is skipping at least 30 beats a minute. Immediately spring from your seat, grabbing your backpack on the way before your attention is caught by a sad, small cup of unfinished coffee on the table. Squeezing your lips with raising guilt, you quickly grab the drink the gold remnants before putting it back down and storming out of the diner. Will this finally be the day that ends your homeless life for good? You find yourself in front of the apartment door, trying to catch your breath. You didn't practically know how, but you somehow managed to make it in time. However, now you weren't even sure that you're in front of the correct apartment in the first place. You were fully expecting some shady old building, but it turned out to be just some average apartment complex. Something you could probably never even dream of affording in your current state. You're hesitant for a good minute before laying out a tenacious sigh, pressing the doorbell button. You hear the ordinary buzz sound play on the other side of the door, and then complete silence. That silence gets quickly interrupted, though, as you hear some faint footsteps sounding behind the door. The door is open. You jolt at the sound of the man's voice coming from within the apartment, but immediately almost instinctively push the door open. Still hesitant, you awkwardly step into the entrance. As you walk in, you're almost immediately getting taken back by your surroundings. You've overplayed so many made-up horror scenarios in your head on your way here that the sight of an ordinary-looking hallway suddenly seemed scarier than anything that you could have come up with. There's no one in sight, so you just default to the polite stance in front of the entrance door, not even daring to make a single step. Now that you're actually in the apartment, and now that you're confirmed that it looks more or less normal, your anxiety levels are going through the roof. You have to make a good impression. You won't have another chance like this. Did you wave, I assume? You must jump as a tall, slouched man suddenly appears in front of the doorway of the hallway you are in. You immediately realize that he's dressed in a suit because of how dispaved. You don't immediately realize that he's dressed in a suit because of how dispaved and scruffy he appears to be. I bet you're not in any position to judge. His eye bags almost seem to merge with his dark eyes as he tirelessly looks straight at you. If your eyesight was just a bit worse, you could have even thought he just had two big holes for eyes, given how pale his skin is otherwise. Dumbfounded, you stare back at him, thinking that this eye contact is going for a bit too long for your taste. Before you realize, that is your cue to respond. Wrong. My name is Ashley. How did you guess? Are you psychic? That would indeed be me, sir. Aye, Captain. Who lives in the pineapple under a sea? Yes, that's me. Okay, I'll just go with, that would be me, sir. That would be me, sir. Sorry for the accent. Fake accent. The man raised his eyebrows in confusion. What's with all the formalities? Just say Min is fine. Now, if you don't mind, I'll be late for work if we don't hurry. So, if you just follow me to the kitchen. The man then wastes no time to promptly walk into the kitchen, and you are left with no choice but to follow him in. You step into the kitchen and once again get temporarily stunned by just how normal everything looks. Sure, you could tell that someone lives here by small stains and patches of dust here and there, but if you had to choose, you'd happily use the space to make some photos for online housing ads or something. Speaking of photos, you take heavens for a millionth time today. It's on Min put up pictures of the apartment. It would have gone snatched up before you could even apply. You don't even know if that was just a pure laziness or simply lack of time, but you couldn't help but feel more grateful to the man in front of you for leaving the listing so empty. But you shouldn't feel grateful just yet. You still haven't signed the contract. Now, if you look through the papers and sign at the places I marked, the papers on the table. It's the contract. Wait, is that it? That can't be it, right? He won't even ask for additional information. But if you're concerned about the rent, the payment is obviously up front, but we can go through that in the evening. If you stay any longer, I will probably get fired for being late. You're free to move your stuff and unpack though. But if you're not interested, that's fine too. But I'll appreciate it if you... No, I'll sign. I'm interested. Wow, you're eager one, aren't you? Right. Clearly this man is not all too concerned about his new flatmate will be. Who his new flatmate will be. I still want to read the papers. If he was, he wouldn't have put up an empty listing and responded to a random application within minutes of receiving it. He can't even afford to care about his reasons at this point. It's a good apartment, the rent is something you can afford, and the only tenant doesn't look all too crazy. You quickly grabbed the papers with slight trembling hands as you read through them. After making sure it really isn't some sort of part of a human trafficking ring, you take the pen laying around on the table and find the marked spots some of the men mentioned. I could actually put the wave on there. Digital wave stock. It's digital wave. After sign, you audibly breathe out before heading the papers to some men. He quickly goes through them and then nods at you. Great. Your room is on the opposite of the bathroom, to the right of the kitchen. That should be it for now. All right. The man in front of you feels around his pockets for a brief second before putting his hand into one and then taking something out. Here's the key. Just don't lose it. Got a item. Keys. His hands seem to shake even more as he puts a simple mechanic key into them. I won't. That would be greatly appreciated. Anyways, we will handle the payment later. I should get going. Right. Lock the door after me. Ah, yes. Yes, of course. Right. You tried to shake off your stupor. You still can't believe that you're officially not homeless anymore. Still somewhat stupefied, you follow him back to the entrance where he proceeds to put his shoes on, shoes that look as scruffy as he is, and then stand straight in front of the door. As straight as his slouched back allows him to, anyway. Just make sure to lock it properly. And don't let strangers in. I'm not a kid. At least know that this much. Right. Well, I will see you in the evening. I'll be happy to have you for dinner. With that, he leaves through the entrance door, and you waste no time shutting and locking it. Such a simple motion, yet it feels so foreign to you. Well, on the different levels, you are now also a resident of this apartment. Your own key, you can lock the door, you can sleep in your own room. So simple, yet so foreign. You squeeze the key that already made home in your palm, and you can't help but let a nervous smile curl your lips. I did it. I really did it. Still overcome with a mix of relief and excitement, you will get to your room that, just like he said, is opposite of the bathroom. You walk through a simple door into the bedroom that appears to be just as simple. You're surprised to find that it's actually fully furnished, bed and desk included. At the point, you won't even mind sleeping on the floor, but seeing how the bed even has its own bed sheets, you almost tear up. If this is a dream, I would be ticked. But it isn't. And you can hardly believe it. Well, I guess I might as well unpack. The only good thing about being homeless is that besides the backpack always glued to your shoulder, you have no other things. You take it off and start going through your carefully packed stuff. So have toothbrushes and all that. That's it. Finally done with putting your things away, you turn towards your new bed and look down at it with rising temptation. No longer able to resist, you let yourself fall onto the fresh bed sheets. So soft and all yours. You rub your face against the pillow with a smile. It feels like the luck you accumulated for the year was all poured into this one day. Who knows, maybe in the future you'll be able to rent an apartment of your own. Everything seems possible now. It really does. You don't notice how your eyelids start feeling heavier and heavier, and by the time you rise and open your eyes, a few minutes have already passed. Just a few minutes? Lucky, though, you don't have a shift today. Might as well take a nap. A really lucky day, huh? Left with no energy to even think, you let yourself fall into deep sleep somewhere. When you open your eyes again, it's already dark outside. Feeling strangely satisfied and refreshed, you stretch and slowly sit up. God, I haven't slept so good in a long time. Oh, crap. Right. He said that you'll sort out the rent payment in the evening. And he even offered to have dinner together. Free food. Crap. But this is not what's important right now. You feel a sense of anxiety build up in your throat as you check the time on your phone. 10:27 p.m. Crap. Well, you silently cursed yourself for being so careless. You get off from the bed and start unconsciously walking back and forth. I mean, if you really cared, he would have woken me up, right? It's not like he locked the door or anything. Speaking of that, is he even home? You cautiously tiptoe towards the door and quietly put your ear against it, trying to see if you could catch any sounds. He's here. You can clearly make out the footstep sounds and moving noises coming from the outside of your room. Great. Wonderful. You're not getting kicked out yet. Maybe the dinner offer is still on the table too? Not wanting to wait any longer, you swing the door open and walk into the hallway. Surprisingly, the hallway looks really different when it's dark. It almost has a new feel to it. And very different from the plastic perfect filming set you witnessed earlier. You don't spend much time mulling over your perception of the hallway though, as your attention is caught by the light coming from the kitchen. The sounds are coming from there too. You don't have to be Sherlock to reduce that he is in there, and not wasting any time, you walk towards the light. Wait, what? This can't be. Oh! He's a cannibal. Okay. What the? I'm rooming with a cannibal, okay. Oh. Hey. This can't be that, right? It's just Halloween. Queen of the kitchen. Come on, Digital Wave. You're not stupid. There has to be an explanation. Now he's a cannibal? Right? That hyper-realistic cake. Movie props. Early decorations. Early Halloween decorations. So yeah, it's almost Halloween, but movie props. Totally. Totally movie props. Are we working on a movie set? Those are movie props, aren't they? No, these are real human body parts. Oh, come on. You're supposed to agree with me. Oh, sorry. This is just a hobby. A weird-looking pig. Yeah, clearly. I like how the pig looks like a human foot and intestines. Crap. And you're starting to think you lucked out with this apartment. And you just start thinking you lucked out with this apartment. Well, he's not gonna eat me, I'll be fine. Just not gonna eat their food. What is he? A cannibal? A serial murderer? Or a cannibal, or both, a cannibal and a serial killer? A cannibal? A serial cannibal? No, wait, that's wrong. Cannibal cereal? If you're thinking about calling the police, I advise you against it. Okay, just make my rent free and we'll forget all about this. Of course you're calling the police. Next thing you know, it'll be your leg he has on the cutting. You're just gonna go out of homelessness, and you're not about to die to some cannibal, serial murderer, and a pig gaper now. You do understand, if I get arrested, you know I'll be able to stay here, right? You do realize, you get arrested and I get squatter rights. Do you read thoughts too? I don't. How do you know I'm not gonna stay here anyways? Just you know, mister, I have a grandpa I could stay with at any time. No, you don't, Miss Digital Wave. And even if you do, you probably hate her enough to apply to a random suspicious listing and sign the contract all the same day. Actually, he's not wrong. I wouldn't be able to live with my grandmother. Mostly because she's narcissistic. So you did it on purpose. Well, something like that. I'm gonna ask and say, have me for dinner meant that you were gonna eat me? He's right. There's nowhere else you can go, and your only option would be to return to life on the streets. It'd be silly to think police would help with your situation too. Man, what the... Are you gonna eat it? Yes. It's too much meat though, so I'm just gonna store it for the future. I don't get such tender meat often. It would be a pity if it went to waste. This wasn't the dinner he was talking about, was it? Yeah, I'm not eating his food. What were you supposed to do now? Or eat Mr. Food Extra for Persona 5? Or someone's cooking from a baby? Do we have the tolerance to tolerate a cannibal living literally in the same apartment as you? But I'll lock the door. The life on the streets. The feeling of your skin being so dirty that no matter how hard you scrub it, nothing makes you feel clean. The long night spent dumpster diving, going through pounds of discarded food just to be chased away by minimum wage employees that, in retrospect, are in no better situation than your own. As a minimum wage employee, I would care less. But then again, I've never actually been near the dumpster. No, I think we actually have a dumpster. Oh yeah, we do. Scratch that. There is a dumpster. I just never been near it except for maybe our places, the other businesses, dumpsters, just the gift cards. But I did cards. You shudder at the memories. Listen. Yes. My rent free. I won't tell you. Oh crap. However, anything is better than going back to that back there at this point. If they catch you, don't involve me. And like, don't eat me. Deal. It might take me a while, and as if you could see, it's really messy. So let's talk about your payment tomorrow. Right. Well, you probably better go sleep. Unless you want to watch. No, I definitely don't want to watch. No thanks. I'll see you tomorrow then. Yeah. Good luck with my good night, my new housemate. Don't forget that I know where you sleep. Yeah. I'm gonna lock the door. Well, what do we live in the same apartment? Why wouldn't you? Just thought I would remind you. I don't think you need to remind me. I could clearly see the meat carver and the human foot in front of you. Right. I'm leaving now. I'm going this way, and you're going to stay there. Stay here. Good night. You feel like you won't be able to sleep tonight. But surprisingly, you zonked out pretty quickly. The next few days, you're still overcome with a faint sense of panic and afraid that he will eat you, or even worse, the police will find him and you will have to go back on the streets. Squatter rights? United States laws. But contrary to your fears, nothing really happens. In fact, after handling the first rent payment, you don't even see him all that much. Your shifts typically start in the early morning and end somehow during the daytime or evening, depending on the day, so you thought you would at least catch him coming home. And yet, despite all that, you don't even ever see him. Leaving the apartment, his shoes are already gone by the time you wake up. 3 weeks pass by without you noticing, and still, you can count the amount of times you cross paths with him on your one hand. Those few times that you did see him, you could feel his gaze linger on you. You're not sure what that is about, but even when he's not around, you can still feel his eyes lapping at your skin. Sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night and the sounds coming from the kitchen, which your imagination twists into cyclists energy. But that aside, you really have nothing to complain about. You can't be more grateful to have a solid roof above your head and somewhere to return after work every day. Some form of steady housing really does change your life for the better. You don't have to worry about where to sleep every single night, about not being able to shower when you want, about the chance of getting robbed if you don't care enough, about having some privacy, and so on. You hate to admit it, but you really don't regret staying here even a bit. You condemned what he does, but considering that you're not really supposed to, they're not really supposed to do it anyway. Even the constant dread of being butchered or kicked out if he ever found out slowly leaves your mind. Surprisingly, even your funds start looking better now that you're able to take on more hours and leech off his Wi-Fi. He'll even start considering getting a second job. Everything seems almost too good to be true. What the? A loud sound comes from somewhere within the apartment. Something pulls you out of your deep slumber. Does something fall? Or even worse, someone? Imagine of him dragging a new corpse into the apartment suddenly pops into your head. But what if something happened? You spend a couple of minutes sleepily contemplating if you rather the sound be a corpse about to be devoured by your landlord or the very same landlord collapsing on the floor. Oh, whatever. If it's a corpse, I'll just pretend it's hyper-realistic cake. Yeah. Cake. I do love the humor on this. As you step into the hallway, you quickly realize that you weren't worried for no reason. Your housemate is on the floor, looking as if he collapsed a few minutes prior, and you guess that that's what probably happened too. You waste no time, quickly walking up to him. Hey. Hello? Hey. No need to yell. Oh, finally. Good morning, USA. What happened? You okay? I want to shower, but I'm too tired. And hungry. Now that you mentioned it, you do realize that the man in front of you smells. Badly. Awfully. You might even say abnormality. Your for a session of listed summaries for the word bad gets interrupted by him lightly groaning as he attempts to stand up. Geez, what time even is it? Definitely past 12 a.m. at this point. And he just came from work? As another wage slave, you can't help but feel bad for him. Sure, he might be living in this nice apartment, but he wouldn't lie if you said you didn't feel a twinge of jealousy. But what even is the point of having it if you just come here to sleep? Or in this case, eat some human. This newfound sense of camaraderie fills you with enough sympathy to want to help the man in front of you. Alright, come on. I'll give you a hand. Huh? You know, a hand? Just don't bite it, okay? I know you're hungry and all, but I'm not food. I remember that. You stretch your hand towards the collapse, him, and he definitely looks back at you. Finally grabs it with his and heavily gets up. There we go. Okay, you go shower now, and I'll make something for you in the meantime. What? Are you sure? Yes, I am. For once. But you're seriously better go before you stink up the place, or I change my mind. Alright, okay. I'm just not being human. Before you can say anything else, he probably disappears behind the bathroom door. Well, that's that. Time to cook, I suppose. For a second, you wonder if you should put his Queen of the Kitchen apron on, but quickly decide against it. That thing has probably seen more blood than your blood vessels have in your entire lifetime. You will start checking the drawers and cupboards and search for ingredients. You and him haven't really divided the kitchen space, but since you don't have a lot of things anyway, you took the liberty of picking an empty one and storing all of your things in there. As you go through the cupboards, you quickly realize that apart from the condiments and instant ramen, there's nothing nutritional value. Other than his food to supply. In fact, most cupboards designed for food are just filled with brim with nothing but cup ramen. What the? You already felt bad for him before but now you really feel bad. That's probably why he's cooking you know what. You feel so bad. In fact, you check your own cupboard to see if you could make anything with your stuff instead. Unfortunately, it happens to be the day they ran out of almost everything, and besides, a sad fellow of oatmeal staring back at you from the bottom of a jar. There's nothing you could turn into a supplemental. Defeated, you turn to the cup ramen horde, raining on the shelves. Cup ramen is, I guess. You pick a random pork flavored package and start cooking. Cooking time! You got item! That's not how I cook it. Cook in the microwave. There you go. All done, I suppose. You quickly squeeze out a smile and a sign of pride in your work, but no amount of grinning can make the sad excuse of a meal any better. I mean, I could put some egg in there. All of a sudden, an idea pops into your head. An idea that's so foreign to your morals that you wonder if you're starting to going insane cooking that cup of ramen. I mean, he is a cannibal, so what if you made some human meat for him to go together with ramen? You don't even have to look at the freezer. You know that he has containers full of human meat down there. If anything, you're grateful that he at least doesn't store it in the fridge. In fact, he doesn't store anything in the fridge at all. His side is always empty and yours just has some occasional milk and eggs here and there. Don't tell me he's just been surviving off instant ramen and human meat. Oh, it's not really time to contemplate about his dietary choices at this point, but he will probably be out of the shower soon. You need to eat vegetables and fruit in there. You have to decide. Well, he's a cannibal, so cook human meat. Well, he is a cannibal. It would only be natural to cook some human meat for him, right? You swallow as you open the freezer, cold air pouring out of it, if some sort of evil premonition. It's just chicken or pork or fish. You try to convince yourself that's what you will be cooking, if anything but human meat, as you reach for the freezer compartments. When you finally find enough courage to open it, it surprisingly turns out to be nearly empty. There's only one lonely container lying on the bottom. Honestly, it's not anything like you expected it to be. No gouging out eyes, no jars with human teeth. Nothing grotesque, just one small container. For some reason, just the sight of it calms you down enough for you to simply pick up the little plastic box and shut the freezer without a second thought. You didn't absentmindedly take out a pan and start the typical process of frying meat. Heat up the pan, pour some oil. By the time you're supposed to put meat on the pan, you relax enough that you can easily do it. Thankfully, he's already cut it into the slices, leaving you with the easy part of the job. After a couple of minutes of spacing out in front of the stove, a familiar smell brings you back to reality. Pork. It smells like pork. Did you really manage to convince yourself that's pork after all? What is the... Hey. Yes, I'm pregnant. No, you can't touch my belly. What the... What is this t-shirt of choice? Yes. Are you pregnant? No. Have you ever been pregnant? No. Have you ever... You know what, anyone? No, I haven't. What's with these questions? My question, where did he get the shirt? It wasn't one his, the people that he went to, you know, cannibalize. Never mind. Anyways, something smells really good. Ah, yes. I couldn't find anything, so I made a cup of ramen. And I'm frying some human meat. He raises his eyebrows for a second before he takes a step towards you. It gets so close that you could practically feel his breath on your face. Instantly, you take a step back. He's not happy? You're burning it. Oh, wait. Oh wait, you're right. Can you fetch my gas from the bathroom, please? I'll take over the cooking. Yes, sure. Appreciate it. You quickly make your way to the hallway. In a way, it almost feels like a dream. Or a nightmare. Regardless, you're just happy that you're not the one flying in that pan. Sighing, you step into the bathroom. Searching time. There's a tooth. There it is. There's his glasses. When you successfully get his glasses, you return to the kitchen. You find him already sitting on a bar table, the food already in front of him. You hand him the glasses, his cold, bony fingers brushing against yours as he takes them. Ah, thank you. The man gradually nods, and you, a bit hesitantly, grab a stool and sit to the opposite side of him. You assume that he will start talking first, but surprisingly, he continues eating, completely ignoring your presence. Seems like you have to be the one to start the conversation. What's it taste like? Why do you need a housemate? Why do you eat people? Why did you collapse earlier? Why did you collapse earlier? Well, why did you collapse like that earlier? He raises his eyebrow at you, as if you're just asking a very obvious question you already know the answer to. And you do. Oh, I was hungry. And tired. Alright. It seems like your workplace was really overworking you, huh? What workplace does it nowadays? Fair enough. But still, maybe you should change companies. I feel like one day the amount of overworking will put you in your grave. You know what? Maybe you have a point. Really? I stayed at the company for a tad too long. They will probably start getting suspicious about their higher-ups and clients disappearing soon. So he's eating his bosses and clients. Smart move! Very smart move. They're what? It's decide then. Tomorrow I'll start sending my application to new companies. Thanks, Digital Wave. Ah, yes, you're welcome. You want to bring his earlier comment up, but his face looks so full of newfound determination that you realize it's already too late. You spend the next few moments in silence as he finishes up his food, and you're reserved in your own little world, staring out in the window at the city drowning in darkness. The whole situation almost seems funny to you. Yeah, The fact that he is literally eating his bosses and his clients and their clients and his clients. Just a few weeks ago, you had nowhere to go and had to look for a place to spend the night at every single day. But now you're here, sitting in the clean, cozy kitchen with a cannibal eating human meat by your side. Human meat that you prepared for him. Nevertheless, you can't help but admit that you much rather prefer this bloodthirsty cannibal's company than your homeless life. What a cursed world we live in, huh? Hey, did you wave? Huh? Thanks for the mail. Yes, of course. You know, it's been a long time since someone made me a meal. Instead of making a meal out of them. Is that his attempt at humor? Well, I will probably head to bed after doing the dishes. Well, there's still time to sleep. You should probably do the same, though. Sorry for waking you up. How did you... You already have that puffy morning face. Well, at least he's honest. But he's also right. You almost started to fall back asleep while sitting here with him there. And you are upkeep your sleep schedule if you want to get a second job. That's not an insult, by the way. It's kind of cute, actually. You should probably get out of here before he asks for seconds. Well, I'll leave it to you then. Good night. Good night, Digitwave. Sweet dreams. With that, you go back to your room and quickly find yourself falling asleep in the warm embrace of your bed. The next day, you can't help but feel mentally. The next day, you can't help but mentally go back to your encounter with him. You feel that he is charming. Charming. You can't lie. There's something about him. Something that strangely attracts you, despite him being a cannibal and a murderer that kills his bosses. The fact that he almost makes you feel ashamed. You can't let it feel. You can't let it fully get to you, though, as your gratitude for the housing opportunity is far bigger than your sense of shame. The previous night only ignited your morbid attraction towards him even more so, too. You wonder why. You spend the rest of the day thinking about it and don't notice how quickly it passes. In the end, you go to bed completely exhausted after another day of hard work. Seriously? Again? It hasn't been a full day, for God's sake. This time, you don't even waste time sitting around and immediately get up and swing your door open as you step into the hallway. You stop in your tracks almost momentarily. The hallway turns out to be empty. And there's a sound of water coming from the bathroom. He's probably taking a shower in there. Then what was that noise? Surely you're not going insane yet, are you? You hastily start walking forward before you notice something around the corner that was not there before. Something red. It's just a corpse. Wait, a corpse? Seems like you jinxed it yesterday. Based on the amount of meat you saw in the freezer, or rather lack thereof, you guessed that he had probably decided to restock. Geez, this one looks really rough. Why would he need to tie you up, though? Please. What the... Alright. Okay, Maybe it's just a corpse. What? It seems like this corpse is not so dead. Please spare me. I haven't done anything. Right. And what are you supposed to do now? A terrified woman stares at you with a desperate plea in her eyes. Her arms and legs, both tied with layers of thick rope. Definitely not something you expected or were ready to deal with when you were leaving your room. You momentarily cursed at him. You're not going to hurt me, are you? No. I'm not. I'm not with that guy. Jesus, this woman looks petrified. Well, no wonder. She's practically head to toe covered in blood. But this is really awkward. She's just a poor innocent person with an insane lack of luck. You know her fate better than anyone. But do you really have any right to intervene? Then please, will you help me? Instead of responding, you just rub the back of your neck, feeling conflicted about what to do. At the sight of the woman's face sinks in, growling helplessly. What's your name? It's just a wave. I'm Liza. Liza? I'll say nice to meet you, but it's probably not the best time for that, huh? Yeah. Good. God, he's so scary. I just walking down the alley from work, and then he jumped out of nowhere. I mean, look at this blood. He did all this to me. God, I wish I knew what's going to happen to me. What did I do to deserve this? He's keeping you a prisoner here, isn't he? Oh, she's not exactly, it wouldn't call it exactly that. Come on, two people are stronger than one. I'm sure that if we act together, we can easily overpower him. I promise no harm will come your way. I might not look it, but I'm quite agile, you know. Well, you really don't want to risk it, but being the one getting in instead. Oh, come on. Don't you see that I'm scared? Yes you can. Digitwave, please. We don't want to die. Oh, because I want to just live. And we never know if he's gonna kill us if we save her. Cause he's starving. We literally got him his last stock. And yeah. No, I'm good. You're on your own. Instead of fear, her face confronts with rage in your refusal. How dare you? How dare you refuse me? Do you even know who I am? You insignificant, stupid. Her yelling seems to attract attention because a freshly showered Sinjin creeps out from the bathroom. So he sinks up behind her and I just love the soundtrack. Oh, sounds right there. He stands viciously over her now battered corpse. Though you doubt she had any chance in the first place, being tied up and all. This made me hungry. Good thing I brought home takeout. At first, his remark confused you until you glanced down at her. That's definitely one way to call her. Hey, Digitwave. You definitely look up at him. He doesn't want to make you a home-cooked meal now, does he? What you made yesterday was decent. And your company was quite energizing. So I was thinking, maybe we could cook together. We could share too. Well, that's definitely one way, definitely out of character. One hand, you kind of feel too afraid to agree. Other hand, you feel too afraid not to say no. But hey, who knows? Maybe will be good bonding opportunity, and no more killings will happen. Yes, right. Help him cook. Well, it's not like she was your friend or something. You definitely have no qualms about helping him cook with her. At this point, you've already done far worse than cook a person. Plus, being on good terms with him, who is very much alive compared to her, seems way more important now. Sure sounds delightful. I'm kind of a professional chef though, so stand back. Well, they're definitely not bad. Though you should get more practice cooking meat of the human variety. Well, it seems like you have no chance to do so. You have your chance to do so. Okay, boss. What are we cooking? Well, I was thinking of making curry. Oh, yes, you can make something besides instant ramen? Actually, enjoy cooking quite a bit. It's a hobby of sorts. If I didn't have to work this much, I'd probably spend more time indulging in that hobby. Wait, wouldn't that mean he'll kill more people? Without being around the bush, he'd probably put you to work at the cutting board. Meanwhile, he starts cooking rice and cleaning the remnants of her off himself. Well, time to get chopping. Cooking time. I like the bandages. Just beat him up instead of chopping it. Of course. Once you both done with cooking, he takes out a second plate and looks at you questionably. Seems like your landlord is inviting you to join him for a meal. A cannibal meal. Ah, we're in Rome. Do what the Romans do. You already helped him cook the human meat. Might as well try the fruits of your labor. You nod at him, and he fills the plate with freshly made curry. Human curry. You look down towards the fresh bowl of curry. The warm aura of the piping dish is alluring. It's as deliciously spiced with scent that dances across the kitchen, lingering delicately in the air. Various seasons and dishes create a romantic, hot and heavy, yet sweet, mouth-watering fragrance that you can practically taste. The meat you cooked really adds pizzazz to the whole thing. Right. You never forgot that the curry is topped off with a little piece of you-know-who. You feel a little guilty that she smells so good. You both take a seat at the same seats as yesterday, and you can't help but feel a sense of deja vu. Well, practically because you did do the exact same thing the day before. This seems like a good opportunity to get to know him a little bit better, though. I actually want to know what's off the wardrobe and why did he pick her? But I'm gonna go with why did he pick her? Why did you pick her and pick her? She seemed sweet. Well, for the most part. But why did you pick her specifically? I didn't. She was just there in the alley. Alley? Yeah, she's already covered in blood. Fighting off some guys. I just thought she was an easy meal. Why didn't you just get the guys? She already had, some, feistiness in there? Somehow you're not even surprised. Typically, I pick someone from the company I work at. Someone scrummy, someone rich, someone I don't have envy for. Then there are days I like this one where I just get lucky. She was already killing someone. I could tell it was just a normal thing for her. A fellow killer instinct, I suppose. But yeah, typically I just kill someone who is a source of our suffering. Well, she might have actually been someone's suffering. The way she acted. That's the best thing I could do in this capitalistic hellhole. Oh, damn, that's the realest shit I ever heard. I actually never told you, but I'm homeless before this. If it wasn't for you, I'll still be out there sleeping in a park bench in nearby Teddy Table Diner. Or, shelters. If you even could call them that. But not that I was even let it... Not that I was even let in half the time. Well, I'm glad you're here now, Digital Wave. I am too, but it really is only thanks to you. I didn't do anything. You got here all by yourself. As the conversation slows into a comfortable silence, you begin to eat. Staring down your own bowl, you find yourself hesitating. Are you guilty, ashamed, mortified at the choices you made to get yourself to this point? You should be. Logically that you should feel all these things, but you really made some killer curry. Before you know it, a spoonful of steaming curry is already in your mouth. The mixture of carrot, onion, and meat is devilishly delicious. Your brow twitches. Shouldn't you be disgusted by this? Would a normal, regular person be disgusted by this? Maybe you're not regular. Maybe there's two sides of you, vying for dominance. A devil and an angel. Or was it Angler? Ampler? Doesn't matter. The food is kicking, and you're a pro chef behind it. Not only do you enjoy the meal, but he seems to be enjoying it too. You think. His neutral expression makes it difficult to rate him. You count this as a win anyway. You say the dinner goes pretty well. So well, in fact, that the two of you go on to have many dinners together, spanning over 2 weeks, then months, then a year. Before you know it, your relationship with him naturally progressed into something more romantic. The two of you officially become partners. You really let him cook, and perhaps that's what sets you on this path. The path towards destiny. Towards the day that he proposes to you. You don't expect it, the abrupt nature of it, but he slips the ring off your dinner's finger and gets down on his knees. The ring isn't your size, but you could always get adjusted later. Falling all of your simping pays off. Of course you accept. Your wedding takes place in the most classy location anyone dating a cannibal would choose. The butcher counter at the local supermarket. All the meats and knives that you can see. Naturally, it's breathtaking ceremony. Even the shoppers can't help but stop and stare in wonder. Or rather in fear? No, they're probably just jealous of your supermarket wedding. Hand in hand with him, the two of you will have a very grotesque, disgusting, and gory future. Exactly the way you hope it'll be. He has subtly raised you. Raised you. Or was it that you who raised him? Who cares? Congratulations on your marriage. I love this game. You got an ending. You didn't even fall off a cliff. Okay, I love this. Yep, this was my Sweet Housemate. If you like my content, please subscribe out there, help out, and comment below. See you guys next time. But yes, please check this out. This is really, really funny and fun to play.